All right, let's go over repeated characters. Let's say it will say, write a method that takes in an array of characters and a similar length array of integers. Return a string consisting of every character repeated the number of times as indicated in the integer array, with each character corresponding to the number in the same position. So each character corresponding to the same position in the number array. So that's what that means. So takes in an array, two arrays, returns A, two B's, three C's, hello, HELLO, HE, two L's, and then one O. All right, let's go do this. So, write a function that takes in two arguments, an array of characters, single characters. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, characters and an array of integers. Okay, that's what's going on right here. So I'll need, so my inputs are two arrays and my output is a string. So I'm going to say create answer variable and assign it an empty string, because this is what I'm actually going to be like adding to. So this answer variable is what I'm going to be adding to. And so, so I'm going to loop through, my initial intuition is to loop through this one, and then simultaneously, like within this for loop, loop through this one as well. But I have this, with when I'm looping through this one, I'll only hit this character once or this index once, and I'll have to hit this index twice and hit this index 3 times. Vice versa here, once, twice, once. So I'll need some sort of counter. So I'll probably use a while loop and assign a counter based off of this value. So it'll make sure it loops through it twice, loops through it 3 times. So create for loop to loop through character array, or yeah, character array. And then inside this for loop is where I want to probably do a while loop. But since I'm using a while loop, I'll have to declare a counter, create counter variable, and assign it to the value at index in the number array. Because when I'm at this level in the for loop, I'll also be at this same index of this this array. So, and I'll say like, while counter is greater than 0, add the character to the answer variable. And then since I'm using a while loop, I'll need a counter, or I'll need to count decrement counter by 1. Sure, there's an easier way, but I'm just thinking right now this is the most just like the the easiest way to do it right now. Then once it loops through this array entirely, I can just return the answer. Answer at the very end. So let's jump into here. So create an answer variable, let answer, assign it to an empty string. And now create a for loop for let I equals 0, I is less than the char array dot length, and I plus plus. And let's just console log the value character at I, and let's run through this one. Do that, and if I run that, I get ABC. Cool. And now I'm up here, create a counter variable, because I'm going to want to loop through this one now. Let counter equals the value at the number array. So I can use num array at I. So in this one, I'm using the character array, but since the value at the specific character index is in the same position as the number array. So that's what that is for. And then I'll do while counter is greater than 0. Answer plus equals. Let's actually just let's see what counter looks like right now. I'm going to comment that while loop out so it doesn't get into a thing. So I get A is 1. The corresponding how many times A repeats is 1 time. B is here on 13. The number of times B is repeated is right here. So it's twice. Here's C, it's repeated 3 times. So that's what my counter is for. So it's going to loop through, or while the counter is greater than 0, I'm going to say answer plus equals the value at this specific index of the character array. So A, B, C, etc. And now I can decrement the counter by 1 by doing just minus minus, and it should work. So let's just console log the answer right here and watch it. And let's delete that, and we can watch it slowly tack on and get larger. So A, AB, ABB, ABC, ABCC, etc. So now it loops through the entire thing. Now I can just return the answer, and hopefully it works. If I run that, pass all the test case. Let's try this one. Run HELLO, hello. Does everyone see kind of what I'm doing here? So I'm looping through the character array, and now I got to loop through. I essentially not loop through. I have to repeat the number of times that A shows up, or that I want A to show up, B to show up, or C to show up. So I'll assign the counter to how many times they want to show up, which exist in the corresponding number array, but at the same index in the number array. And then while the counter is greater than 0, it's just going to repeat how many times A, B, and C are added to the answer. And then I'm decrementing each time it loops through, decrementing the counter every time by 1. So it repeats it once, repeats it twice, repeats it 3 times. If I did hello, repeats it once, twice, or once, twice, and then once. And then after it loops through the entire array, the character array breaks out of that for loop and then just returns the answer.